Well, all I can say is this. The show was bad today, but the ending, I loved it. I loved the ending today. I'm the Godfather Soldiers from Slender. The name of my topic today is called Poor and Pathetic. Pathetic and Poor in Perth. That's my headline today from this Monday morning edition of Raw. But before I do, I'm going to open the show with a little bit of music. I'm going to open up the show with a song, hit song from 1985, number one hit called "Stir It Up" by Patti LaBelle from the Beverly Hills Cop movie soundtrack. So stick around. I'll be right back. Let me get it all set up, the music. And I'll be right back. Yep, Stirred Up. All you just heard by Patti LaBelle from the Beverly Hills Cop movie soundtrack, #1 hit from 1985. So let's get down to business with today's terrible show. It's bad, but the ending, I liked it. Okay. Name my topic. I just said today. Earlier I just said today was pathetic and poor in Perth, Australia Day. The WWE Then Now Forever Together opens up. We open with a recap of what went down at Crown Jewel over the weekend, followed by superstar rivals of the likes of CM Punk and others. We head to ringside where Seth Rollins and his Vision make their way out. Seth Rollins delivers a riveting promo after his win over Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. He shows some love for Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker before declaring Bronson Reed the new tribal chief after his win over Roman Reigns. With that, he says, Seth Rollins says he owes the fans nothing. Seth, you say you don't owe anyone anything, huh? Well, I said this to myself. I said to myself, Seth, you say you don't owe anyone anything, huh? Well, you and the Vision can go to hell and take your whole wife Becky with you. That's what I said when the show begun today. And with that, we get a look at what went down last week before going backstage, where Penta is confronted by Rusev, who says he spoke with Pierce and will face whoever leaves Raw this morning as Intercontinental Champion. We see Dum Dum watching in the background as Penta walks away. Back at ringside, Penta makes his way out for an opening contest. Up next, he faces Dum Dum for the Intercontinental Championship. Then we go to commercial break. To come back from the break, just as Dum Dum makes his way out, we get ring introductions for challenger and champion to get this match underway. Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dum Dum defends against Penta. The two tray chops. Dum leaves the ring for the breather, but the challenger doesn't give him that. Leaving the ring before sending Dum Dum onto the announce table back with a back body drop. Dum scrambles to get out of the way from the luchadors. We go to a commercial break. Back from the break, Penta continues the attack on the champ with a flurry of offense in the corner, landing a springboard crossbody for a 2 count. Dum is stuck in the bottom of the corner when he takes a drop kick of sorts by Penta, who gets another near fall in the process. Dum manages to turn things around when both men slowly get to their feet, sending the challenger to the outside before diving through the ropes for a DDT that sends Penta crashing onto the floor. Dirty Dum chants continues. The champ goes out to continue the attack. Mocking the crowd as he sends the luchador into the barricade. He slides back into the ring during the ref's count, but Penta narrowly makes it back into the ring at 9. Dum intercepts him for a drop kick in the corner, pulling him away for a 2 count as we go to another commercial. Lovely. Not bad. Commercial break. Back from the commercial again, Penta has regained control, sending Dum to the outside before landing a dive from the ring post. He brings Dum back in, but the champ catches him upon re-entry for a 3 Amigo suplex and a near fall. Eddie chants in a show of appreciation as Penta gets to his feet, only to take a kick, sending him to the ropes. Dum goes for a 619, but Penta dodges it, landing a kick and a diving cross body. Penta driver in the cover, but the champ kicks out just in time to save the match for himself. He looks for a Mexican destroyer, but Dum catches him by surprise for a near fall instead. He goes up to top, but leaps into a thrust kick by Penta, who gets a 2 count for his efforts. Dum rolls to the outside as Rusev comes down to the ramp, only to take a dive by Penta. Dum starts to grab his titles along with the ring bell hammer, distracting the ref with the title in order to sneak the hammer into his boot for assisted 619 for the win. Winner via pinfall, still Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dum Dum. Dum celebrates his win as we get the replays for the for the finish. Man, how many times are they gonna let Penta lose to this dumb snot nosed piece of shit son? What in the world are they doing with Penta, man? Who is gonna get that Intercontinental title off from Dirty Dum Dum? And I mean, and who's gonna get that stupid Mexican that little AAA title off of him? I mean, this kid's this piece of boy's a damn egomaniac. Backstage, we hear from LA Knight ahead of triple threat match later tonight. To name a number of number one contender, Knight addresses Punk and Uso before the former steps in, saying Knight will never be able to pin him. LA Knight runs him down for promising to take the spot as a number one contender for a Royal Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. Elsewhere, Asuka addresses the loss of Kairi caused at Crown Jewel with a bit of verbal abuse for turning her attention to tonight's business of Kairi fixing the dishonor by facing Rhea Ripley. We head back to ringside where Rhea Ripley gets a massive homeland pop on her way out, accompanied by Io Sky as she gets ready to face Kairi up next. And we'll to commercial break. Back at ringside, Zayn has entered the ring as we get this match underway. Rhea Ripley versus Kairi Sane. Here we go. Slow start to the affairs here until Kairi slaps Rhea in the face, which just riles Riley up as she goes after Zayn. Dropping her to the mat. She hoists Kairi up, but Zayn breaks free to land some hard strikes on Rhea, who picks her up back again. Stalling suplex gets countered, but Rhea Ripley uses her power to hit a suplex on Zayn at the end. Kairi is quickly back on the offense with some clubbing blows to the back, followed by a back kick back of her neck. Rhea blocks her hammer throw, but Zayn dodges a clothesline to send Ripley to the ropes, diving a forearm that sends Rhea to the outside. Ripley catches Kairi with a knee on her way out. Ripley with a kick with a northern light suplex for a 2. Asuka hops on the apron for a distraction, but it doesn't work out for as long as Ripley drops Zayn to the mat. She goes after Asuka, who finds herself dealing with Io Sky before Kairi gets involved as we head to a commercial. Commercial break. Back from a break, Kairi has taken control of things as she drops Ripley to the canvas. Ripley back on her feet as she unleashes hell on Kairi, eventually dropping her to the mat. Kairi tries to get up, but Rhea catches her with a big boot for a near fall. She hoists Kairi up, but Zayn breaks free for a near fall of her own. Back fist doesn't phase Rhea, who lands a headbutt followed by Riptide, but Riptide no. Kairi escapes on the apron, but Ripley fights back. They fight out on the apron before Rhea charges at Zayn, who dodges forcing Ripley to crash to the ring post instead. She climbs up into a Zayn elbow onto Ripley on the floor. Also gives her for some instructions before she brings Ripley back into the ring, catching Rhea onto the jaw for a 2 count. Ripley fights to her feet for a razor's edge, running for a running dropkick, but only to get to near fall. As near fall, as Kairi manages to kick out at two, she brings Kairi back up, driving her to the corner before landing some right hands. Kairi fights back onto the turnbuckle, knocking Rhea back, but Ripley responds with a chop. They go back at it on the turnbuckle until Rhea gets caught in a tree of woe, and this allows Kairi to land a double foot stomp, covered by Kairi, but Rhea kicks out at two. Kairi brings Ripley to her feet for some more strikes, leading a running forearm in the corner. She goes back up once more, but Rhea catches her in midair. She blocks a hurricanrana. Zayn continues to stay in control until Ripley drops her hard onto the canvas. Asuka gets on the apron, but is pulled away by Io. Rhea kicks out of a roll-up before landing the Riptide for the win. Winner via pinfall, Rhea Ripley. And I saw it coming. This means, I said to myself, this means that looks like Kairi failed again, and Asuka's gonna berate her again. And then the victory celebrations cut short when Asuka attacks Io Sky at ringside. Yeah, and, just because Kairi lost the match, Io Sky's gonna take her anger out on her. And before Ripley intervenes, she goes after Asuka on the announce table, looking for a riptide when Kairi hits a kendo stick on her back. This allows Asuka to land a DDT on Rhea to the table, and she stands tall with Kairi as we go to commercial break. We look at what happened to close the last match before seeing that Io Sky was helped to the mat back by officials. Backstage, Jimmy and Jay address what happened at Crown Jewel as Jimmy gets ready for his match against Bronson Reed. Jay is sick of dealing with Roman's way of doing things, as this leads to the Usos arguing over handling their business on separate terms. Back at ringside, Bronson Reed makes his way out for our next match. Jimmy Uso makes his entrance next, running down the ramp to go after Reed as we get this match underway. Bronson Reed versus Jimmy Uso. Here we go. Bronson quickly takes control of the match, sending Jimmy to the outside. Big Jim turns it back around, slamming Reed against the announce table before bringing him back into the ring for some more strikes. Only for Bronson to catch him coming down for the World's Strongest Slam. He drops onto Jimmy, continue the damage as we go to commercial. Commercial break. Back from break, Reed has Jimmy in the corner as he continues the attack, but Jimmy manages to roll away before sending Bronson into the corner to turn things around. Jimmy uppercut from Jimmy, and he follows with a thrust kick in the right hand. He tries to lift Bronson, but the damage to his ribs is too much. So he sends Reed to the corner instead. Running a hip attack is not much better for his body as he covers Reed for a 2 count. He climbs to the turnbuckle for Uso in the win, but it's only good for a near fall. He goes for another Samoan drop attempt, but drops to the mat as Reed takes control with a splash. He climbs up the top for a tsunami, and it's enough for Reed to pick up the win in Perth. Winner Big Bronson Reed. We get replays of the finish as Reed celebrates his win. Braun Breaker joins him on the outside, quickly running into the ring for a spear on Jimmy. Reed returns to the ring to continue the beatdown. And I said to myself, and Michael Cole said, "Come on, the match is over," leading to another spear by Breaker to roll Jimmy out of the ring before taking their leave. Bronson looks at another spear on Jimmy, but out comes Jay for the save. He lands on a thrust kick on Reed, but is sent to the corner by Braun. Reed catches him with a splash in the corner, but takes a thrust kick as Reed and Breaker end up on the outside. Jimmy joins his brother in the ring as the tension between them is very evident. As we cut away, backstage we see Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie ahead of their tag team match against Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. There are trust issues from Lyra as it has been a while since they teamed, but Bayley insists that everything is fine as her music hits. We head back to the ring as Bayley makes her way out, waiting for Lyra to join her on the way to the ring for our next match. The two head down as we go to commercial break. Commercial. Commercial break. Back from break, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez have entered the ring as we get this match underway. Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie versus the Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. We start things off with Lyra and Perez as the crowd chants, "Hey, hey, Bayley." But while Lyra rolls up on Roxanne, who counters for a near fall of her own, side headlock by Perez, but is taken to the mat by Valkyrie. Roxanne fights back for a tag to Rodriguez, who takes Lyra to her limit before Bayley gets a tag. Things quickly break down for a double team from Bayley and Raquel, with all four women going at it until Bayley and Lyra take control until Raquel sends Lyra into Bayley. She brings Bayley back into the ring for more damage and a tag to Perez. Double team leads to a near fall for Perez as we go to another commercial break. Back from the break, Lyra gets the tag to go after Perez with a flurry of offense, culminating in a spinning heel kick for a 2 count. She brings Roxanne onto her shoulders as Bayley tags in, but Perez breaks free to send Valkyrie into her tag partner. Perez hits her Karana off the corner, sending Bayley to the mat before tagging in Rodriguez. They double team Bayley, but it's only good for a 2 count. Tag mate to Perez. Keeping Lyra away before Roxanne gets to drop on Bayley for a near fall, she takes Bayley to the outside, distracting the ref, while Raquel lands a boot on her before sending Bayley back into the ring. Perez gets a 2 count before Lyra breaks it up, sending Perez to the outside. Lyra tries to get Bayley fired up back into this match, slapping her in the face, which seems to do the trick as Bayley unleashes a flurry of offense on the outside, bringing Roxanne back in for an elbow drop for a plant for the win. Winners via pinfall: Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie. Replays of the finish as Lyra and Bayley celebrate. Bayley is crazy. Lyra's gonna get stabbed in the back by her. She's a nut job. Backstage, Seth talks to him about how he can see something big going on the horizon. He gives some props to Brian and Bronson going for after the Usos this morning. He talks up how a big moment for Crown Jewel is for telling the pair to breathe in that rarefied air as he feels they're just ready to take things to the next level. He's on cloud 9 and there's no one that can take him off that mountaintop. Whatever. Commercial break. Backstage, Aaron Pierce is waiting on updates as he ends up talking to AJ Styles after he had his match against John Cena at Crown Jewel. Pierce shakes his hand and talks him up before Dom interrupts, wondering why he's the only working champion around here. Styles brings up a good idea to have JD McDonough and Finn Balor defend the World Tag Team Championship against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Adam agrees that match should happen next. Speaking of here's the lineup of next Monday. World Tag Team Championship, Judgment Days, JD McDonough and Finn Balor defend against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And AJ Styles is retiring. Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch, the Man Whore, defends against Maxine Dupree. Intercontinental Championship, Dirty Dum Dum defends against Rusev. Non-title match, Women's Roxanne, Women's World and Crown Jewel, Women's Raw Women's World Champion and Crown Jewel Champion, Stephanie McMahon versus Roxanne Perez. We head backstage. We head to the back as the Women's Crown Jewel Champion makes her way out to talk about the win on Saturday, but Stephanie McMahon is quickly interrupted by the rival of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, with Perez saying it should have been her who got the title opportunity at WrestlePalooza. Raquel tells her she can step up and face her if she wants, but Perez insists she'll do it on her time. With that, Michael Cole tells the crowd in Perth about the 3-day attendance figures for Crown Jewel weekend. 40,000 see how to pronounce. Okay, 40,503 people in attendance across SmackDown, the premium live event, and today in this morning's edition, in the morning edition of Raw, Monday Morning Raw to be exact. The crowd props as we cut to Jey Uso making his entrance. Or should I say yeet trance, because he always says yeet, through the crowd for our main event as he faces CM Punk and LA Knight for a future shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. The Usos get in the ring as the crowd continues to cheer and yeet for the man who calls himself main event. After a moment's hesitation, Jey runs it back. I believe the kids will call this our final, but it's interrupted by the arrival of LA Knight. Yeah, to his own big pop from the crowd as he heads down to the ramp. He enters the ring to another pop from the Perth crowd before CM Punk makes his way out to round things out. He gets possibly the biggest pop for a non-Australian for the night. The crowd singing along with his thing. Punk heads to the ring as the crowd continues to sing along after a while to get this main event underway. The World Heavyweight Championship #1 contenders match. LA Knight, CM Punk versus Jey Uso. Crowd chanting for Punk as all three men go at it. Knight sends Punk away before going after Uso. Crowd chanting for Punk as the three men go at it. Knight sends Punk away before going after Uso. Punk goes after the megastar until Jey sends him out of the ring with a kick. Chant for Punk turns into a yeet. but Knight interrupts the proceedings to get the drop on Punk, only to take a bump into an announce table as table. But Jay, as we go to a commercial. Commercial break. Back from break, Uso and Knight are going at it in the ring until Punk gets the drop on them with a crossbody. Jay takes control again, sending Punk into the corner before landing a hip attack on Knight. For Punk responds with a kick out of the corner. Knight breaker on Uso followed by a running knee on both opponents. Bulldog into a clothesline. Punk is firmly in control as he looks to put Knight to sleep. Knight breaks away, but Knight gets taken to the mat regardless as Punk goes up top for an elbow drop, shades of the Macho Man. He looks for GTS, but Knight breaks free once again for an inverted DDT. He then hits DDT on the Uso and goes up top for an elbow drop of his on his own landing on both Jay and CM for a near fall as we go to another commercial. In a commercial break, back from break, Jay and Punk go at it before Knight takes them both out with a double clothesline. He stomps away at Jay in the corner before landing a hip attack. But Punk goes after Knight here, with the two going at it in the corner before Knight lands on suplex on Punk. Jay sees in the opening lands a splash on Knight for a 2 count. Uso gets sent out of the ring as Knight looks to take out CM Punk after the BFT covered by Knight. But Knight gets pulled out of the ring. But Jay goes up top for a splash onto the knees of CM Punk. CM knees of Punk. CM gets to his feet, hoisting Jay onto his shoulders for a GTS for the win. We're going to be a pinfall #1 contender, CM Punk. Punk celebrates in the ring and sets his sight on Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship. Speaking of Seth and his crew make their way out as Breaker charges at Jay for a spear. Punk eggs him on and for a fight, but Breaker chooses instead to run around the ring for a spear Knight into next week. The Night Vision have Punk surrounded before Reed and another Breaker enter the ring for a beatdown on Punk. As Rollins slowly makes his way into the ring, way into the apron, spear on Punk as Rollins steps through the ropes. As Reed follows up with a tsunami before Seth stands tall over his #1 contender. He yells at Punk, thinking he's the king. That this company is his. That this is his company. Braun pulls Punk out of the ring as the Vision stands tall in the ring to bring Raw to a close. Or maybe not, brother, but because Braun Breaker lands on the Master Spear on Seth Rollins. Heyman looks on in shock as Reed just stares him down. Braun talks to Reed about something. And whatever it is, we see that Bronson has changed his mind about Rollins as he pulls up the Visionary to a corner for a tsunami. Breakker has some choice awards for Heyman as he grabs the World Heavyweight Championship, and it seems Paul Heyman has no choice but to raise the hands of Reed and Breakker as we end Raw with a fallen Seth Rollins on canvas. Wow. You know, all I can say is this. I mean, I'm shocked about this. I mean, I didn't expect this today. That Brian Breaker, Brian, Brian, that Brian Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman in the division when stabs Seth Rollins in the back. I did not see that coming. You know, I'm not mad about this. I'm not about this ending. I mean, today's this morning's Raw edition was good, but I'm not even mad, man. I am not pissed about this at all. I'm not even pissed off about this. I am not mad at all about this. I didn't even see this coming, man. I'm not pissed, man, about this. I mean, Seth Rollins got what he deserved. And I'm looking at two future world champions right here, and that's Ron Breakker, the son of Rick Steiner, and the nephew of Scott Steiner. And I hope and Bronson Reed, he's a future tribal thief. He's the future of this industry. But Paul Heyman is really shocked. I mean, shocked about this. And I don't really feel sorry for this arrogant piece of shit, Seth Rollins. I mean, because I understand. If they cheer for him, if they cheer for Seth Rollins, they're gonna be complete hypocrites. Because they forgotten about who could forget that he was about after all the bad shit he's done, the Sammy, people like the Sammy and Roman and all that stuff. I mean, he always like to, don't forget, he always like the kid has everything handed to him in silver platter. Always like to go to Triple H's ass and everything, and everything. I mean, and we don't forget about who we can forget about WrestleMania, WrestleMania 4. Who could get about WrestleMania 41 not too long ago? After we saw the birth of the Vision. It won't make sense to have Seth Rollins back as a babyface after back as a babyface. I mean it won't even make sense to have him for him to have a short heel run. After all the bad shit he done to Cody's, Roman and the Usos and all that stuff, all everything. I mean, Seth Rollins is old news anyway. I mean, it's 2000. Like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. It's 2025, not fucking 2014. There's no authority here. There's no Triple H or no Stephanie McMahon, since she was stupid of her going to be in the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame anyway. And Triple H. Well, even though Triple H is the chief executive officer and the CEO or something like that. Because WWE's already garbage as it is already, and already is anyway. I mean, I really don't feel sorry for I mean, I love the ending. I literally love the ending today. I'm not even mad about the ending of Seth Rollins getting decimated by Bronson and Reed and Bronson Reed and Brian Breakker. But Seth deserved it. I mean, I'm looking at the two men who are the next future world champions. But it doesn't make sense for the vision to be short-lived. I mean, WWE is already shitty as it is. I mean, TKO. I mean, Triple H needs to go. We need a new WWE chairman, and a new CEO, and we need to get rid. And TKO needs to go away. And that, now you mentioned, I mean, makes no sense. I mean, WWE. I mean, their deal with the WWE and TNA deal is makes no sense. I mean, and AAA and their deal with AAA, Mexico's AAA is makes no sense. I mean, I mean, this is like a this. I mean, this reminds me of 1984, the Black Saturday thing, when Vince McMahon, when WWE, when it was invaded with Georgia Championship Wrestling, when it was the World Wrestling Federation WWF, when they had that Black Saturday thing, and that failed. And don't forget the invasion story and the invasion angle between WWE when it was called the World Wrestling Federation, and with WCW. When WCW, when ECW invaded WWE when it was called the World Wrestling Federation. Now we got doing the same thing happening again right now with WWE having to deal with TNA and AAA, and they're gonna fail. And TKO deal is gonna fail. I mean they're gonna need to get rid of that TKO. Get rid of TKO. If that won't happen, because WWE is gonna fail. I would say this morning's Raw was good, but the ending I liked. I liked the ending. Karma's a bitch for Seth Rollins. I'm looking at it. I know Maxine Dupree's gonna take that Inner Women's Intercontinental Champion to shut Seth Rollins' poor excuse of a cunt of a wife, Becky Lynch, up for good. Looks like the vision is short-lived in its history. Like I said, I don't care what anybody says. If they want, if they what they say about Seth Rollins, because all of them are just hypocrites. I find it funny they were hating on because after what all you just saw. What all you seen, because after what all you just saw at WrestleMania 41, and now after when he made formed alliance with Seth and Braun, when Seth formed with Paul Heyman and Braun Strowman and Braun Breaker, and now all of a sudden you guys aren't kissing his ass now again. It'll make them hypocrites they cheer for Seth Rollins, because I don't feel sorry for him today. Seth Rollins is old news. I mean, he has been having every champion hanging or something going. I mean, going over to Triple H and all that shit. 'Cause I don't care what anyone says. That's my opinion. They don't like it. Too bad. They want to disagree with me. Too bad. Okay, now I got that away. Now I already know what it's time for. It's time for It's time for Justin's Time History, all the wrestling birthdays, pop culture, and history, and all that stuff, and sports. I hear that tune. That's a theme from Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. It celebrated its 40th anniversary on July 3rd, 2025, because the movie was released July 3rd, 1985. So let's get down to business. Let's go to yesterday, October the 12th. Yeah, Rhea Ripley. I forgot to mention one thing. It doesn't look good for Rhea Ripley. It looks like medical attendance. I mean, her birthday was last Saturday, and bam, she gets decimated today. By the way, I forgot to mention. So let's go to yesterday's birthdays. I already got the birthdays covered for Saturday when I was doing my Crown Jewel review video. Okay, October 12th, 2005. A wrestler lost a passing wrestler's name was Stephen Lee. He died on October 12th, 2005. He was born July 23rd, 2000. July 23rd, 1972. He was like 33 when he died. 33 when he died. Yeah, 30. He was 33 when he died. Let's see. Karen Jarrett, the wife of WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett, and the wife of Kurt Angle. She turned 33 yesterday. Oh, by the way, Dusty Rhodes' birthday was July 11th. Yeah, I mean October 11th. Sources say was it, wait, I think it was some sources say it was sources say he was born October the 12th. Some sources say he was born October the 11th. I'm confused. He turned 80 years old last Saturday. Gonna take care of business. Take care. You know how it is? The American dream, the common man. God rest his soul. Rodney Mack turned 55 yesterday. Kiss me. Sorry. Okay. Today's a happy 50th birthday to Danny Daniels from Ring of Honor and Shimmer and TNA. He was also wrestling ECW. Yesterday, yeah, yesterday. Oh, this is yesterday's birthday. Yeah, sorry. Yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of the passing of the death of Cowboy Bob Kelly. Unknown what he died. It's unknown what he died of or where he was born in. Never heard of him, Cowboy Bob Kelly. Let's see. Yesterday. Yesterday. On WWE, yeah, I know this was JD's favorite show. He used to like watching when he was a kid. I mean, sorry, a friend of mine from Pittsburgh. He used to like watching the show as a kid. These episodes. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. These episodes. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. October the 12th, 1985. The Duke of Piperton. The episodes were called on CBS Saturday mornings. The Duke of Piperton. Where the Roddy Piper inherits a Scottish castle, but a distant cousin challenges his claim, and they must joust to decide who gets the castle. And the episode is called Robin and Hulk and his Merry Wrestlers. Hulk gets caught in a time machine where he ends up as Robin Hulk of Sherwood Forest, and his friends are the Merry Men who must defend the forest from the Iron Sheik, aka the Sheik of Nottingham. In this next episode on Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling on CBS Saturday morning, Small But Mighty, where Hillbilly Jim's granny's miracle herbs get the chili, the wrestlers all transform into kids. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. Now let's see. Okay. Sorry, that was my mom telling me she's back from the doctor's appointment. Let's see. What else? Okay, on WWF Championship Wrestling on October 12th, 1985. This included Andre Giant, Captain Lou Albano as guests of Piper's Pit. Junkyard Dog and Pedro Morales defeated Jerry Adams and Mike Donatello at 3:17 when Morales pinned Donatello with a backbreaker. Don Morocco with Mr. Fuji pinned Jose Luis Rivero at 2:10 with a tombstone. Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov with Freddie Blaster defeated Tony Garea and Red Walsh at 1:48 when Volkov pinned Walsh by picking him up with a press slam, dropping him across the knee. Prior to the bat, Volkov opted not to sing the Russian national anthem. Instead, arranged to have his song from the wrestling album Cara Mia play instead. King Kong Bundy with Bobby the Brain Heenan and Big John Studd pinned Daryl Bowman at 2:42 with the elbow drop following the avalanche. The over Adrian Downs with Jimmy Hart pinned Jimmy Jackson with it on 149 with a falling knee drop from the middle of turnbuckle. Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham with Captain Lou Albano defeated Ron Shaw and Mr. X with 2:55 when Windham pinned Mr. X with a bulldog. This debut with the Real American thing. They become Hulk Hogan's thing. Let's see. Let's see on Monday Night Raw. Let's see what else. Some sports. See, trying to see what else. What she see? Okay, hold on 1 second. Trying to see what else. Okay, Monday Night Raw, 2005. Monday Night um Raw, 2015. Monday Night Raw. I think this is head up to Hell in a Cell. Okay, Monday Night Raw, The New Day. Yeah, The New Day. Um, the New Day. Come out and New Day came out. The New Day came out. Yeah, wait. I think yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait. There was a segment between New Day, between Dean Ambrose, then Randy Orton, New Day, and New Day, Big E, and Kingston with Xavier Woods defeated Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose. Nikki Bella with Brie Bella and Alicia Fox defeated Naomi and Tamina and Sasha Banks. John Cena defeated Dolph Ziggler, retained the U.S. title. The Dudley Boyz defeated Ascension. Sheamus and King Barry defeated Neville and Cesaro. Reigns defeated Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper by countout. Ryback defeated Rusev with Summer Rae. Kevin Owens defeated Kalisto and Sin Cara. Team Bella defeated PCB. Demon King defeated Seth Rollins in a lumberjack match. Let's see what else. What else? What else? Okay, now we go to the next day, October 13th. October 13th. Yeah. Okay, today would have been a happy 99th birthday to Killer Kowalski, Canadian wrestler. He died on October 19, 2008, he died of heart failure. It was Triple H. He trained Triple H. And Triple H now is not doing a good job as running how he handles WWE. See, Mad Maxine. Well, this is a different kind of Mad Maxine. She was born October 12th, 1973. She turns 52 today. Jose Maximo turns 42 today. Don Callis turns 62 today. Canadian manager. And let's see what else. And Mexican wrestler Mini Maximo turns Mini Maximo he turns Mini Maximo he turns 35 today. And wrestler and female wrestler Billy Stark, she turns 21 today. Emily Arthur turns 68 today. And let's see today's wrestling history and sports today. Okay, on this day, 1965, on the game six of 65 World Series, the Minnesota Twins beat the LA Dodgers 5-1. Let's see what else. Let's see, Monday Night Football. Okay, Monday Night Football. Ooh, a friend of mine's big victory for my friend's hometown team. On Monday Night Football, he's gonna be real happy about this. Monday Night Football, the Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the San Antonio Chargers 24-20. His big hometown team. Big victory for him. Big victory for his hometown team. Let's see. What else? Let's see. What else? Okay, the Washington Redskins beat the St. Louis Cardinals 27-17 on ABC's Monday Night Football on October 13th, 1975. Let's see what else. See any other kind of sports. And on this day, 1975, Madison Square Garden, New York City, Pat Barry defeated Davey O'Hanna, Gorilla Monsoon, Haystacks Calhoun, and Ivan Putski defeated Blackjack Lanza, the Blackjacks, and Bugsy McGraw in a six-person tag team match. Manuel Soto defeated Jack Evans. Francisco Flores defeated Johnny Rodz. Pete Sanchez and Frank Monte fought in a draw. Louis Sardine and Tony Parisi defeated Sparrows Aran and Waldo Von Erich tag team match 2 out of 3 falls. Dominic DeNucci defeated Baron Michael Scicluna. And Bruno Sammartino defeated Ivan Koloff for the WWE title, which was then called the WWF title. See what else? Trying to see what else. If I got ever see what else. See what else I got. WWF All American Wrestling. Scott McGhee defeated Les Thornton in the reverse roll of the bridge at 18:20, taken from Madison Square Garden September 23rd, 1985. And see in the Maple Leaf Gardens 1985 in WWE. It took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Scott McGhee defeated Barry O. Tony Parisi defeated Rene Goulet. And Corporal Kirshner and George Gamble Steele fought Nikolai Volkov Iron Sheik in the by DQ. And double. It was a double. It was a draw and a disqualification. Iron Mike Sharp defeats Special Delivery Jones. Terry Funk defeats Gator Wolf, Steve Gator Wolf. And the Bulldogs the British Bulldogs defeated the Dream Team, Bruce the Barber Beefcake. The British Bulldogs, Dave Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid defeated Greg the Hammer, the Dream Team, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Bruce the Barber Beefcake. And Dino Bravo defeated Mr. X and two future friends, better enemies on the WWE Championship match: Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man Randy Savage, Miss Elizabeth, and Hogan defeated Macho Man Randy Savage here, and two of them, God rest their souls, they're now back both in hell. Can't believe that they're gone now. They're reunited in heaven. The Mega Powers and Miss Elizabeth. Hogan, we just lost Hogan, 3 months ago. 3 months ago. Can't go with. I'm gonna miss him. And and we also got now let's see some pop culture hit on this day, 1995. Four movies released in theaters. Blue in the Face, starring Harvey Keitel. One cast accused Michael J. Fox and Madonna, Lily Tomlin, Keith David. Feast of July, starring Bev Davids. And Ben Chaplin. Jay, starring David Caruso, Linda Ferrantino, Chaz Palminteri, and Michael Bain. The Scarlet Letter, starring Demi Moore and Gary Oldman. Supporting cast includes Robert Duvall, and Strange Days, starring Ray Fiennes, Angela Bassett, Julia Lewis, and supporting cast includes Tom Sizemore. And the late Tom Sizemore and William Fichtner. And that's it. I think got everything covered. And that will do it for my review for today's Monday morning edition of Monday Night Raw. So I hope I have a good day. As late Chad Henshaw said, you dress like Cheddar Checker, sing like Lionel Richie, dance like James Brown, like to get in that hot tub, gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing an impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. I never grew up in the 80s, I grew up in the 90s. So when I saw reruns of Old School Saturday Night Live when I was little. So I hope all have a good day. Have a good morning. Now let's see what kind of music I'm gonna close out with today. See, trying to see what music I'm gonna close out with today. See, trying to see what song I'm gonna close out with today. What song? Hold on one second, everybody. Oh, I got. Okay. I finally figured out. Yeah, I'm gonna close. For those of you know that we lost Diane Keaton last Saturday, I'm gonna close out the song with the song called Ever Changing Times from the 1987 movie. She starred in as corporate J.C. Wyatt. The movie Baby Boom. For all we know that we lost Diane Keaton at the age of 79. She was a really good actress. I mean, her death really shocked me last Saturday, and I was like, wow. So I'm gonna close out this show. It's today the movie called Ever Changing Times from the movie 1970 movie Baby Boom, where she played corporate J.C. Wyatt, where she has to take care of a baby for a day, and her death really shocked me. This song, I mean, this is the yeah, it was from yeah this isn't the one sung by the version some this isn't the one sung by Sadia Garrett from the movie This is the one sung by Aretha Franklin and Michael McDonald. So I hope all of you a good day, and rest in peace to Diane Keaton. This song is for her. Ever Changing Times from the 1987 movie Baby Boom. The version sung by Aretha Franklin and Michael McDonald. The late Aretha Franklin and still alive Michael McDonald. The song cover version was really sung by Sadia Garrett. So rest in peace, Diane Keaton. This song is for you. From the movie Baby Boom, where you starred in as corporate J.C. Wyatt. Ever Changing Times by the late Aretha Franklin and the still alive Michael McDonald. Miss Keaton, we love you and we miss you. This song is for you.